GNT show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discussion is advice. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Star Trek: The Final Frontier. These are the voyages of the GNT show. Our continuing mission: to explore Star Trek storytelling, to seek out new worlds and interesting characters, to boldly go where no show has gone before.
Naomi Wildman. I was setting it up. Oh. Welcome to the GNT show, where obviously we have no script.
Yeah, let's just get this puppy started.
As always, the beautiful, the lovely, the high-booted, short-skirted, big-breasted Terry Lynn.
That would be me. Admiral Shaw.
She's badass. It's Ceridian.
Good morning. It's Sunday on the GNT show.
You know the worst part of this morning? It's not the getting up early. It's the fact they're making me wear clothes to do the show.
It's time for Coffee Clutch.
Strap on your helmets, boys and girls. It's gonna get rough.
Oh, it's going to be one of those mornings.
Let me put on my seatbelt, my helmet with the little blinky light on top.
For safety.
When we decided we were going to do the GNT show,
Man.
one of the things we said was no standards. GNT show does not go on the air because we're ready. It goes on the air because it's 9 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Mike could have snapped by then and killed us both. Pain sticks for Mike, evidently.
We have our production meetings on the air.
Well, it's the best way to get you to adhere to things.
Yeah, you've now set an expectation. That's the thing about the GNT show, is we set no expectations.
I need more coffee.
Wow,
I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to do general news or Star Trek news, and I figured
this is Terry having a series of small strokes, actually.
Well, it doesn't take long for this show to deteriorate, does it?
straight the fuck downhill.
I don't always podcast, but when I do, I GNT.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the GNT Show, episode 201. I'm Terry Lynn.
Fuck you all. Good morning. There she is. Look at her. She's very casual today. To my left, your right, wearing sweats. I think this is the first time you've worn sweats on the show.
Yeah, well, I gotta get ready for your ass.
I know. My beautiful ass. Let's get it straight. And there he is to my right, your left. Someone I'm very upset with, Terry, right now.
Uh-oh.
Ceridian.
Uh-oh. Kapla? What did I do now? Or not do?
You know, there's like 3 different channels, like USA, TNT, and Sundance, all play pretty much non-stop Law and Order, but like different Law and Orders at this point.
Oh. Okay.
So I'm watching the other day, and guest star Michael Medeiros. Mikey didn't tell us he was in a Law and Order.
And that'll remain my secret.
Not now.
Apparently. Yeah, well, the secret's out, apparently. Yeah, it's just coincidence.
What, coincidence that I saw it?
Or coincidence?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, okay.
Let's go with that.
I have become so hooked on Law and Order again.
Oh, wow, that's cool. It's a great show.
And
it really is.
We were talking yesterday about how they can just take and switch out cast members, but when you've got a solid premise and a solid formula, you can do that.
It's true. And the one thing I do have to give Law and Order a bit of props for is, although they don't really show how utterly boring and tedious it is on both sides of the badge, on both sides of the system, right? The cop system and then the judicial system. They have to make it exciting to keep people watching. But they do really take into account how the sausage is really made. I mean, they don't always win.
Sausage.
That's the one thing I do appreciate, is that they do show that they don't always win, that there is a process to how it gets done, and there's a reason behind that process. And I just always liked it. I liked it best when Waterston was on it.
Yes, and Jerry Orbach. My favorite was Jerry Orbach and Jesse L. Martin.
And I liked, oh my God, her name just went pew, right out of my head. I'll remember it in a bit.
Carrie Lowell.
No. The actress I adore.
Oh, Angie Harmon.
Yeah, Angie Harmon. So yes, I'm kind of glad that you're getting back into it. Good for you.
Well, it's like crack. Like one will end, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go do. Oh no, this one looks really awesome. I've got to watch this.
Yeah.
What do you mean they found a baby in the dumpster? I must know who did this.
Too funny. What'd you do this week, Mike? You've been kind of busy.
Well, we had all of those interviews, and
so much fun.
And then so I did that. I wrote a itsy bitsy, and then I don't know, played a little Lego and Stowe. Yeah.
Cool.
and
little
Trexels.
bit of yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that you opened up all the rooms on the Enterprise in Trexels.
Yep.
Very good. Congratulations.
I rearranged stuff and I
we should
started.
tell everybody. I mean, the interview is out, right?
All the interviews should be out.
Well, what other
were
interviews? Oh, Dayton.
Yeah, there were two of them. One of them was
lost to the crowd for a bit.
Well, I would have said it a little bit differently.
No, I mean, like what?
It time jumped.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
We have to bull out the temporal investigations to find out what happened.
From History Shadow 2, baby.
Plug for Dayton.
Mikey, I just sent you a message. It's kind of.
So we have two new interviews, everybody. You can download and listen to. It's Dayton Ward that we interviewed him a couple of weeks ago.
I totally forgot about the interview.
Yeah.
Apparently, so did I.
And we were so politely reminded about Dayton going, didn't you guys interview me? We were like, oh, yes. So I was the one who had recorded it. And I guess that's kind of what threw it off, is because it was sitting in my file cabinet.
That weekend was the weekend from hell.
It was really crazy. It was really nuts.
That was the weekend of my birthday. So that was also the weekend I was in San Jose, which is also the weekend that I interviewed everyone from Cryptic.
Right.
So editing that week was just insane.
Hey, Dayton, listen up. You just weren't important enough to them.
Shush.
It's so not true.
So untrue.
And then this week we interviewed Lee Brown and James Kerwin from Star Trek Continues, as well as Kipley's from Star Trek Enterprise as well.
Kipley, who does such a great Clarice Starling impression.
So funny. Oh my God, so funny. We had such a great time. And so you can download and listen. We got some great news about Star Trek Continues. They're going to be, I guess you would say, I don't want to say, what? What?
Woody is not drinking coffee for safety reasons.
Well, it's also like late at night for him, dude.
Yeah, but safety reasons?
Well,
I love Woody. I miss Woody, but the insanity starts right away.
He's all tired. Tired drunk. I don't know.
I'm not drinking coffee for safety reasons. I don't even know what that means.
Well, do you drink coffee right before you go to bed?
Yes.
I do too.
You'd probably be jumping off walls.
Oh God, Matthew Anderson. That's this week's squirrel. I love it.
Sniper squirrel.
It's a squirrel with a gun.
Sniper squirrel. Well, again,
that's not a sniper though, because that's totally the wrong.
It is totally the wrong gun. It is.
It's a squirrel with a gun in camo.
I love
the hair.
About Star Trek Continues, is they're going to be showing?
Mike, did you see the?
My God!
What? Mike, did you see the message I sent?
Yes, I did. And I went over onto Facebook and I sent her the details.
So there you go. So yeah, sorry, James, I lost it entirely. We'll talk about it again when we go through Star Trek news. But I think we're still in Coffee Clutch right now, and I'm right with it.
Oops, I sent it to the wrong person.
I love Mikey. I really do.
Mikey's having a day.
Yes.
Too many J names.
Too many J names.
That's my excuse. I'm going to stick to that. Okay, I apologize. So it's been rectified.
Oh, look at that squirrel. That's a squirrel sleeping in awkward positions.
That is a squirrel.
They made a little.
Take me drunk, I'm home. Yes, it's a table and a chair. And he's take me drunk, I'm home.
That is the G&T squirrel. Do you realize that a week from tomorrow, a week from yesterday, a week from sometime, we are all converging on Shoal Manor?
I know. Casa de Shoal. We're all going to be in New Mexico together.
When is the Ferris Anomaly getting there?
Before you.
Well, of course. They've got to do everything bigger and brighter.
They get in on Friday, I believe. The Ferris Anomaly arrives on Friday. Nick and Mike
get there
on Saturday.
Like noon?
I think so. And Mikey rolls in at 4. So and then Sunday we're gonna be preparing. Let's just put it that way. The road case shows up on Tuesday, so that's what we're waiting for.
Oh wow.
We get our new, I told you about that, right guys?
But I thought we were getting on the road early
No. We actually bought a road case, like a roadie case, like an equipment road case.
Yeah, but we usually get on the road at like 7 a.m. on Tuesday.
No, this Tuesday, not next Tuesday.
Oh, this It's tomorrow.
The
Oh.
day after tomorrow.
Mike,
Yeah, day after
did you think
tomorrow.
it was?
I was thinking, since we were talking about, once we're there, it's like,
Thank you, Mike. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Look, you
No,
put
it
Mike and I
arrives
on the
this
same
week.
page. Think about that for a second.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, the road case shows up the day after tomorrow.
Okay.
We bought a couple of extra kind of long storage containers for the mic booms and a couple of other things that are much longer, a la the banner for the table and everything.
we are now taking applications for roadies.
Yeah, no kidding. And now all we have to do is figure out how to, because we're not carrying. If anybody has seen our vendor's booth before, we've always had like a big, like 16:9 projection screen, and we brought a projector and we showed like the game and the Foundry mission stuff and the trailers for Genesis RUR on that screen. But since we're back into a single booth spot this year, it's just with Kipley there, we didn't want to crowd her and us. So we're going to bring a monitor instead, and we'll just set the monitor right there on the table. So we just have to find a nice way to pack that up so it doesn't get damaged during the trip. Other than that, we're looking good.
Right on.
As long as the road case shows up, we shouldn't have a problem. It's really cool. I told you about this, right? This road case has built its drawers in it, probably like 10 drawers you can pull out and put microphones and cords.
Are we going to stencil? Are we going to paint? There we go.
We can
Are we
bring
gonna
the crayons
stencil
and
onto the side.
We can bring
like
crayons.
GNT show?
Yeah, we could. Wouldn't that be awesome? Get a little spray paint and stencil on the side. Oh my God, that'd be awesome.
Get some like long gloves, do the Vulcan symbol, and then like spray paint the outline. There you go. Arts and crafts with GNT show.
I think arts and crafts are up this weekend. I think we have to do it. But what's cool is the top of the roadie case comes up and turns into a desk. So you can actually have a setup of audio equipment or a computer there. So it provides us with a new place to set, say, our laptop or something like that on the other side, so we don't have to crowd Kipley even.
Right on.
It's going to be cool.
Good morning, Neoma.
Good morning, Denise. Yay! She's here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We missed you.
I missed you guys too.
Are you getting excited for Shore Leave?
I am. It's kind of bittersweet though because I really want to be at the Star Trek.
We want you to be with us too, but we can't. Thank you, everybody. Janice.
She's gonna be with Dayton. Okay.
She's gonna be with
All
Dayton
I keep
and
hearing
David
about is Dayton,
and
Dayton.
I know.
Yeah, she's going to be in really good hands.
Better back off, big man.
Janice will be covering the Shore Leave convention this year for the G&T show, and she's got a whole bunch of really fun things planned, I think. I think that we've got her, she's going to be talking to pretty much all the authors there while she's there. I believe even Kirsten Beyer.
Yes, Kirsten is going to be expecting her.
Yay. So excited.
Yay.
And she's going to be seeing John Barrowman.
John Barrowman, yeah. I don't know. See, there's the advantage of Shore Leave this year.
Yeah.
And scoping out all the cool activities that Shore Leave has.
Yeah, they've announced a couple events.
Did they really?
I think we'll talk about that a little bit later.
The con stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. What now that you're with us, Janice? What did you do this week? You're part of Coffee Clutch too, sweetheart.
Yay. I went hiking with my friend Melanie and met a new friend, Melinda. And then Melanie and I went whitewater rafting and it was awesome.
Oh, very cool.
And then I spent the rest of the weekend hanging with Mr. Nick.
Very sweet. Awesome. Where did you go whitewater rafting?
Harper's Ferry.
Oh, okay. I actually know where that's at. Who knew?
It was gorgeous.
And it's not like you guys haven't been getting water. You've been getting water?
Oh my God. It rained every week this summer. I think this is actually the first week it didn't rain.
I think the river was low.
Was it really?
Yeah, we had to shimmy and like ping pong off of rocks because the water was so low.
That's what I was going to say, because when it's a little low, then that hurts your bum.
I have a feeling this winter California is going to drown.
Yeah, you are.
The El Nino, it looks mean this year.
Bad. It really does. We're already preparing psychologically and trying to financially prepare to get somebody to come out and do our roof before the winter starts, because we're expecting a very bad winter here.
Well,
but when you guys get here, you'll be shocked. I was going to say that when you two get here, you'll both be very shocked as to how green it is here.
Wow,
it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful.
Yesterday we had a fun day.
Yes.
Yes, we did. We went to Gettysburg.
Oh, neat.
She had never been there.
Oh, very cool. Did you enjoy it?
I did. And then after that, we went and had Thai food.
Ooh, yum.
And I've been waiting 3 years for Thai food.
Ooh.
We did about half of the tour of Gettysburg and then came home and watched the movie, which she had never seen. So it was kind of cool walking the ground and then seeing
the movie.
Quote, seeing the battle.
Right. Interesting.
But it was beautiful yesterday. Oh my God. And there was some reenactors, living historians, if you will. Mm-hmm. Walking around like a company of Confederates, and we were driving by him. I was like, "Go on, Johnny Reb." He's like, "We're gonna get him this year." 151 years they've been saying that.
That's funny.
That is funny.
But they were dying in those wool outfits.
All right, I have one question to ask before we move on to Star Trek news, because I want to keep things rolling today. But has anybody seen Ant-Man?
Yes, I saw it opening night.
Oh, that's right. Okay, and Mike, you have not yet seen it?
I have not.
I have not either. Sorry.
I've heard some good things mostly.
I'm hearing good things about it. I want to go see it.
Yeah, I want to go see it too, but at this point, I'm just trying to make sure I've got money for Vegas.
Yeah, no kidding. Alrighty.
I really enjoyed it.
I have yet to really come across somebody who hated it. There's a couple of people who thought that it... Have you? Who hated it?
One person, but...
John Orndover said he was bored.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
But the rest of his feed was people saying they enjoyed it.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I don't know. I think the big issue that he had was he's figured out the formula that Marvel uses, and I guess it's gotten old for him.
Oh, well, I don't know. A formula still works for most part.
Yeah.
Wow, that's Western. Speaking of fire, there was a fire at the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Las Vegas yesterday.
Yeah.
So pretty much stay away from fake palm trees. Holy crap. The fire at the Cosmopolitan Hotel started outside at the pool deck, and pretty much the whole bar and all of the fake palm trees went poof. 2 people were injured. Nobody else was injured, and no one was killed. Thank goodness. But holy crap, it really filled the entire Las Vegas skyline with smoke. It was pretty rancid.
Kipley's not already in Vegas, is she? I'm just saying.
No, I don't think so. So let's start off with a little bit of Star Trek news.
Star Trek news.
We got to interview James and Kipley from Star Trek Continues, and this year at the Star Trek convention, Star Trek Continues will be doing another showing of the most recent episode, The White Iris. And again, the showing will be at 11 o'clock on Friday night in Las Vegas at the AMC Town Square Theaters. Show up a little bit early, because only the first 250 people get in. But according to James, it sounds like they're going to have some cocktails and other things, so the wait won't be quite as boring as it would. Yes, quite as boring as it was last. The wait was really kind of long last year, so the wait will be made more bearable by serving us booze, which is great.
Gotta carry that weight for a long time.
So tell me, we heard this week that there was another temporary takedown of the White Iris from YouTube that had been pretty quickly rectified. Is that true, Michael?
Well, when I went and looked at it, it was available.
Okay, good.
So all we have is the rumor that it went down.
Okay, because
the source would have made something like that up, but
no, this is about as confirmable a source as you can
get.
Right.
But it was was up and available. I think like less than an hour later when I went to look. So yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to see who keeps doing this.
Well, especially in light of the fact that we do know for a fact that CBS Legal not only has said it's okay, but and apparently now has that direct line to YouTube, so that all they have to do now is kind of pick up the phone and going, "Hey, stop it,"
and one theory,
and the episode goes back up.
One theory was that it was an overactive bot, and that one scene with Kirk and Maramé lying on the ground, that is almost a dead ringer for that scene.
No, I don't think that's what does it. The bots don't pick up visuals.
I was gonna say, yeah,
they do have bots that do pick up visuals.
Really?
Yes, that's how YouTube is able to operate.
I thought that it was just on music.
They also have them for video. They compare. They have certain scenes that are stored in a database, and they compare them.
Would they really have that episode of Star Trek in there?
Hell yeah, something like Star Trek, which is as popular as it's ever been. That is probably I can
understand that. I just didn't think that. I was going to say there's no way that my brain can't wrap around the idea that there is a bot that can control the millions of videos that get uploaded every day to YouTube.
It doesn't control. It just shuffles through them, and it just compares it against an image database. If something comes close to
just the work on that alone has got to take.
The processing is huge.
The processing is just insane. I mean, I can understand, and I do understand that it happens with music all the time. But I just thought music would be.
But it starts with keywords and tags and things like that, and then it cycles through on the audio, and then it goes through to the video. It narrows it down to know what it's going to source against.
Yeah. So if one of the tags or something in the title says Star Trek, it's going to eliminate everything else other than Star Trek in the database.
Okay, that does make sense.
Skynet is already here, Steve says.
Well, we've known about that for a while.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve. But yeah, I get that now. That makes much more sense. Well, either way, if it is an overactive bot, then that sucks. But I am very glad.
It should be something that could be fixed.
Yeah. Well, it sucks even if it isn't an overactive bot, because if it isn't an overactive bot, that means we have a dick out there who keeps saying that they're CBS when they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And
would a bot say that it's CBS?
No. The bot would be YouTube. It would be YouTube's bot.
From what I understand,
if it's not a bot, then it's got to be a person.
But from what I thought I understood was that it was someone claiming to be CBS.
It's possible. That's one of the possibilities.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what needs. Hopefully they'll be able to figure out that YouTube will be able to figure out. Are they dealing with an overactive bot, or are they? Which doesn't make sense to me. If it's a bot, then how did it get called down a second time?
Mm-hmm.
They should have picked off the little checkbox from that this is okay now, that CBS Legal has said this one is okay. And why isn't it just the other? Why is it just the white iris? Yeah.
Well, the white iris does have that one scene that is almost a dead ringer for a TOS, a scene in a TOS episode.
Though, Mike, the Mirror episode had started.
Oh my God, she looks just like her.
An exact replication of the end of Mirror.
Oh, that is true.
So I don't know. I'm just bummed that they're still continuing to have problems. And I'm hoping that nobody else. And if it is a person, boot to the head. boot to the head.
That is a nice way to put it, yes.
The plus side in all of this, though, is that if it is a person, there's a certain amount of popularity going on. If it is a bot, it's something that can further technology and the use of bot. But
True.
Either way, their show has to be gaining enough popularity to really be on the lips to be able to catch that.
I agree with you there. Now, moving on to other unofficial productions, because there is some news regarding there. How is Star Trek Axanar doing, Mike? Where are they at in their Indiegogo? campaign.
Oh, throw me a curveball. I'll need a minute to.
No, I think I'm looking. I have it up. I have many tabs open today. Star Trek Axanar.
They have released the opening scene. They have released it as a standalone now video.
The
so
Vulcan
there's that.
scene?
Yes.
Oh God, is that incredible or what?
It is amazing.
It's so amazing. Holy crap, you guys! If you haven't seen the opening scene or what they're calling the Vulcan scene from Star Trek Axanar, do it because it's unbelievable. Really
I'm sorry,
beautiful.
I missed that because I had to have an off-camera conversation for a moment. What was that?
About Star Trek Axanar's opening scene, the Vulcan scene.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
released it. Holy crap! It's amazing. It's really beautiful. Well done, Gary Graham. I love him.
I love seeing him as Savali.
I do too. I love him, and it was just so good to have him back.
$314,964 is where they currently are at.
So they have just under 700. Yeah. How many days left do they have in the Indiegogo campaign?
16. And George Takei just tweeted about it yesterday. I've got the link for that as well.
Okay, good. Star Trek Axanar is creating what's, for all intent and purposes, a full-length feature film. But they're kind of breaking it down into episodes. Is that how this is?
If they can't get funding for it all, each act will be released as a standalone, or as much as they can get done before
the money runs out.
The money runs out. So, which means that there would be multiple fundraisers to reach that $1 million goal. But just depending on how much they raise each time. But yeah, it's $330,000 per episode or per act apparently.
Okay. Well, they've got one of them down. They have 3 more to go for all intent and purposes. They have about 700,000, just under 700,000 more to go to reach that $1 million goal. And we're trying to get the word out because again, they only have a couple weeks left in the Indiegogo campaign. But from the sneak peek that we've seen, I'm duly impressed. I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it is professional quality. That's something that they have said, that they're striving for, and you can really see it.
Visually, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
There is. I wanted to bring this up just because it kind of touches on a couple of things about being a geek and a nerd that we've all talked about for decades now, since we're all geeks and nerds.
Yes,
but this week, yes.
And when you're done, I have something that I saw yesterday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So yesterday, I'm going to put these into the chat room. The links into the chat room. There's 2 articles here. One came out from the rag, and that is the Daily Mail, and the other one came out from the New York Post. Yet another rag, right? Come on. These are not what you would call the high. I don't know. They're rumor rags. That's what they are. They both kind of revolve around this gentleman in Colorado who has a cabin.
My hero.
has a cabin, and he has built the inside of these cabins to the most amazing Star Trek specifications ever. There is L cars all over the place. It's stunning and beautiful, and wow, it's a really cool. There's even a whole Klingon room, which is so freaking cool.
It's his bedroom.
It's so cool. It is so cool. Well, I think what I wanted people to see were the difference in headlines between the two. And one of them, the Star Trek or the New York Post says, Trekkie builds his dream Star Trek home. That's the headline. The headline from the fucking Daily Mail says, I get to sleep in Klingon ambassador quarters. Man uses lonely winters in remote cabin to convert his home into Star Trek shine. But if you look down onto the link, it makes it seem like it's like lonely man now. So like he's lonely, right?
Yeah.
They stuck the
Don't
word
like
in
that
there
one.
like somehow he's this sad old man is. I'm like, wait a minute here. First off, it's really not that remote. I mean, it's just really kind of funny, but it's like Daily Mail, come on. Not everybody lives in their mother's basement. Namely, they go out and they buy their own houses because they can do that shit to their own house. Mothers would never let you build their shit. Mothers would never let you do this. I'm just saying. And I do know somebody who's decked out their basement. Oren, love you, honey. I can't wait. I hope she's going to be there. I hope Warren's going to be there. I haven't seen her say that she's been doing a lot of work in Africa. I don't know if she's going to be at Star Trek Las Vegas this year. Well, either way, I thought it was kind of poopy that the Daily Mail somehow stuck the word lonely in there to give people the idea that this guy was a loser, because he wasn't.
But it's amazing. Yeah. I mean, there's lots of pictures. There's a video. And
what are you laughing about, Nick?
I want to sleep in those Klingon quarters.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm just saying.
Of course you do.
One of the rooms even looks like the cockpit of a shuttlecraft. It's pretty freaking awesome.
It's very cool. All right.
Now,
Nick,
I saw a blog post yesterday.
Okay. Oh God, he's sighing people.
What is one thing that Joss Whedon is recognized for in his writing of characters?
Strength of women.
Yes, I saw this.
You saw that, Mike?
Yes, I do not have the link, but I saw it. Do you
Terry,
have the link?
don't you realize that not only does he write weak female characters, he's misogynistic?
Yeah, that's part of the reason he left Twitter, wasn't it? Was because he was called misogynistic after the last movie.
And one of the things that they said was, in his stories, women always suffer something bad for having sex and men never do. Hi, the entire character of Angel is based on him suffering because he's in love with Buffy.
Right.
But I guess we can't talk about that.
Men don't suffer.
Oh, for God's sake. Let me tell you.
You know I disagree with that highly. I have never seen in our generation, I don't think that there's been anybody who's done more to show that
Terry,
women...
you're not a feminist then, because you don't recognize that he writes weak females.
Well, you know me. The way that some of the quote-unquote new feminists are defining themselves, no, I'm not. I'm an old-fashioned feminist, the ones that believe in equal rights, which also means that we have the ability to be equally as stupid. I'm just saying the truth, but we are men's equals in all ways. Always. Do you agree, Janice? Did we lose her?
I do.
Oh, okay. There she is. Hi. Yeah, I don't get too much of a I want equal pay for equal work. I want to be able to keep my right to vote. Huh?
Inara was weak because she was a sex worker. Never mind that in the Firefly universe, she was in one of the highest regarded vocations there are.
Well, one of the things that bothers me about many people, and I don't even want to call it.
Wow, I think Marv is saying that women are not equal because you can't write in cursive with your P in the snow. That's Marv. That's from Marv.
We just buy tools to help us do it, honey.
That's true. They can now, Marv.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
and
no.
One of the things underlined it, and never mind. I was going to be really gross. I was going to be
one of the things.
Gross.
Yeah, don't. One of the things that tends to bother me about some of the how do I say it? I think of them as being young and passionate, and yet missing out on a big point, and that is, you don't. To be a feminist does not mean you get to hate anybody. It does not give you an excuse to tear somebody else down. Being a feminist means that you have to work for equal rights for everyone. And
wait, just having the right to tear anyone down, that's just being on the internet, right? Oh darn.
Yeah. Well,
sorry.
And one of the things that kind of bothers me, and it's what women tend to have a problem with. We see it in even in cosplay situations or in other. Remember how I said a long time ago, the one thing that women have going against themselves is this built-in propensity to tear each other down, and we're taught to tear each other down because we're taught to. You're never taught to build up another woman. You're never taught to compliment another woman. You see other women, especially in small groups, looking at another woman, and under their breath, they're criticizing everything about that woman, as opposed to looking at a beautiful woman and going, "Oh my God, she's so beautiful," good for her, and to be truly joyous for that other person. Women are not trained to do that. Women are trained have to tear each other down from the moment that you're born. born, your father and your mother typically tell you, oh, look at her. Isn't she such a skank? Isn't she a whore? Isn't she? Look at it. Oh, she deserved to be raped because look at what she was wearing. Oh, she should have been. So you take down what women's only power really is, or what one of her strongest power is, and that is her self-confidence and her self-worth and even her sexuality. And you tear it all down saying all of that is in and of itself wrong. That's my feminism that's what I have to tear down. That's my feminism. My feminism is no, women are beautiful. Women are sexual beings just like men are. Women are just as powerful and beautiful and they have the right to be just as sexual as they want to be without
as long as she's
fear of
bringing
violence.
me a sandwich, I don't care.
Well, as long as she wants to make you that sandwich, good for her.
No. Once.
Once.
There's no. What the hell are you talking about? Bitch, make me a grilled cheese sandwich. That's the basis of a good relationship, right there.
And
this is where we're having issues.
I was waiting for Janice to pipe
She's
in.
kicking. You should see her kicking and laughing right now.
And that's it.
She's so
see?
proud of herself right now.
So where there's somebody comes out and says, oh well, somehow Joss Whedon is misogynist because he has a sexually empowered woman. Fuck them,
Mike. You got to find that article.
I've been looking for it.
I agree, Janice.
In the article, she mentioned the writer mentions the Mary Sue article.
Yes.
I did find that, but I can't find her article.
I don't remember who posted it on Facebook because that's where I saw it.
Well, it's disappointing to me because all it does is once again, who's the one with the biggest problem? If he's writing a character, or if he's writing characters that are just as powerful, just as strong, have self-confidence, and are just as sexual as a male character that would have been written in that person's stead, in that woman's stead. If you can take everything from that character and place all of those character traits on a man, then you've done your job as far as I'm concerned. The only thing I don't like is when you take women in films and you turn them into the only reason why they're in that film is to act as an emotional pillar for the male characters on the screen, i.e. the reason why I had a huge problem with Uhura in the first in the reboot film. He's gotten better, but again, we only have one female character. They had to hook her up with somebody. That bummed me out. I'll admit that bummed me out. But she's, now that relationship has been established, I would have been twice as pissed if they had said, oh, okay, well, now she's going to sleep with somebody else. So I'm glad they didn't do that. So I don't know. I think it's stupid that people are giving him a lot of grief for writing what I think are in-depth, interesting, fallible female characters. And it has nothing to do with their sexuality. If there is a woman out there who says, oh, look, she's a whore, they're the problem, right?
I agree. I concur with almost everything you said.
Yep. So it was like somebody posted, who was it? Oh, it was Club 602. Club 602 posted on Facebook this morning this video of a guy and a girl walking down the street, and another guy grabs the woman's ass.
Oh, I saw that.
And they were like, okay. And the question was put out to the men, what would you do? And I was like, why the fuck is it the man's problem? All I put in there was, look, ladies, if this happened to you and you stepped aside because you thought the man should handle it, you're the problem. That's all there is to it. If you step aside and think, oh, well, my boyfriend will handle this, then you're the fucking problem.
I think there's got to be a little bit of balance. So, like when we are looking at characters that are female, a lot of times what you'll see are female characters that have to portray this bitch personality.
True.
And that has to be there so that they can be considered strong or equate or row with the men. And a lot of that comes from the work world, where the tendency is that women have had to do twice the amount in order to get recognized, or we've had to learn how to socialize in a different way because we don't socialize the same way.
Right.
We don't communicate the same way. We don't respond to things the same way. And then people are talking about equality, but you got to stop and look at the differences, and you have to appreciate them for what they are. You have to recognize that we are different. I'm sorry, men have penises, girls have babies. That's just the way it is.
Family show.
And along with that comes different aspects to how we see and relate. Some of it is culture-based, some of it is genetic, and some of it is influence from the things that are around us. Regardless of where that comes from, if you step away and you recognize all of that and put it together in a whole, then any character that's created that has a significant role in moving the show is an important character.
I agree.
There's no need for bashing, and it's male or female.
Yeah, I agree. I thoroughly agree. Yay, Janice. See, I love
I'm sorry, those issues get to me. I really get crazy with those kind of issues. I just want to rope everybody in and smack them around and say, knock it off.
Knock it off. I agree. I totally agree.
It seems like with some people we're to the point where a woman can never be in danger because that's automatically misogynistic. If that's the case, then
you mean in a show?
Yeah. Then there's a little something called storytelling, and
it's true. I will admit, I'm just getting tired of it because it does 99% of the time. It does tend to be the woman who's in danger. There are those wonderful exceptions, and I highlight those. I love those. I love them when it's not. I mean, in this most recent, we were talking about the Avengers thing, right? Because I'm sorry. That was one thing they had a problem was how Scarlet Witch was portrayed in the last Avengers movie. Yeah, well, I don't get it. I really don't.
She was a confused young girl.
What?
Right, Mike? Isn't that what they said?
Yes, that is what the article said at one point.
She was a confused young girl, and that's so misogynistic. No, she was being played by, I don't know, the smartest computer ever.
Yeah.
She saw through it after a little bit.
And lost her brother because of it?
Well, it wasn't that she was being played by the smartest computer. It was, let's see, in the article it had quoted Nazis. So I guess that they were referring to to Hydra. So yeah, she was being played by Hydra.
And
initially.
then by Ultron.
Okay.
It is, that's, I don't know, stupid.
Yeah.
That's just dumb. That's so stupid. Okay. Well, it's kind of hanging on the same kind of thing with a little bit of politics in there. First and foremost, I'm going to post this hilarious, really, really well done fan-made trailer for it is a kind of I'm going to call it a crossover as much as it's a bleed over of Star Trek The Next Generation and House of Cards. The trailer is called House of Picards, and essentially is a trailer as much as it is like the opening credits or scenes in trailers, and it's just really well done. Give it a once over. It's probably 2 or 3 minutes long. Uses the music from House of Cards and kind of paints Picard into this really it's just really good. You guys, it's really good.
Agreed.
But then this week, speaking of Captain Picard and Captain Kirk, Ted Cruz came out this week and decided he was going to opine on the political affiliations of Star Trek characters.
I think what he was trying to do was answer a question about which captain is his favorite.
And instead of just saying Kirk and of course done with it,
he turned it into a political issue.
He turned it into Kirk because he was Republican. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Well, he got shut down by William Shatner. William Shatner did the right thing and came out and pretty much said, dude, you're making politics out of Star Trek characters. How stupid can you be? And it's not like he's saying that I don't know. It was just a really, really dumb question, and I think it was not so much a dumb question as much as it was a dumb way to answer it. And somebody trying to politicize characters that in their time had no politics internally. They had politics outside of Starfleet, sure, but I just thought it was really kind of funny. And there's a lot of great articles that came out about it. But William Shatner's response was simple and short. Just said Star Trek wasn't political. I'm not political. I can't even vote in the U.S.
But you know what? Well, I won't even get started.
Well,
because there's all these articles coming out on this, but meanwhile, one of the candidates from the other side is saying we need mandatory $15 an hour minimum wage, but he only pays his staff $12. He only pays $12 an hour to his staff because that's okay.
What does that have to do with Star Trek?
Because it's just proof that this thing has been running all over the place. when Cruz's comment is going everywhere, but a real issue
I see.
is
well,
being ignored.
The real issue, which is
the hypocrisy of this whole minimum wage thing, but yet all these
that
politicians
wasn't what
calling
this was
for
about.
it. No, I'm just so sick of the minor stupid shit taking off, but real shit.
Oh, I get it. Okay, I'm like, what? Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that Star Trek we also, you have to remember that's what we're looking for because that's what we do.
No, but I saw
right?
it
We
in a
focus
lot
on
of
Star
places.
Trek. Oh, okay.
I was stunned by how many places it took off.
Yeah, well, it is pretty stupid, and it was pretty funny. And Ted Cruz, you just have to laugh and go, dude, really?
Well, I guess that's.
I mean, I can understand if they were talking about Babylon 5 because that was a hella political show.
Well, that's
oh
kind
my
of
god, that was, or even Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
Deep Space Nine was pretty political.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that.
Well,
go ahead, Mikey.
That's kind of the beauty of Star Trek is different people from different backgrounds are able to watch it and they can see what they want to see out of it. I mean, there's not a lot of shows, especially being created today, where I think that actually can happen. But
I don't know if I agree with that. I have to think about that, Mike.
Okay.
To do what? Oh, I see. Okay. Well,
where a show that where anyone can look at it and based on their own point of view or perspective, get something completely different from the show.
If there's anything that shows you how apolitical the show really was, then that's it.
Yeah.
Because everybody can take their character, their favorite character, what they liked about them, and kind of insert their point of view on how that was. And to be able to say that, Kirk is acting more like this, and Picard would act more like this, and Disco would have acted like this. You can twist those.
I think Picard is the best example of a bureaucrat. It doesn't matter because the entire first season was the ship's being destroyed. Meeting.
How long do we have? Okay, we have enough time for a meeting. Let's go.
Sir, shields are at 78%. We have time for a meeting. Right? I mean, I didn't realize until I had rewatched that how many times he was like, meeting. And I was like, really, dude? Everybody's right here on the bridge. Why you got to go in the other room?
The view is better.
Because you don't want the navigator to hear? What the hell?
That's exactly what it was. You don't want the ensign to hear. You give away all your secrets of command.
We don't want a learning experience for the junior officer.
That's right. You don't want to give away the secrets of command to the ensign who's sitting over there in the corner.
That's how you,
Wesley. That's what you were gonna miss.
Isn't that how you instill confidence in your crew? Well, leave the low man on the totem pole in the other room.
That was something that probably about season 3 on, there was a whole lot less of. Yeah. Was the meeting in the middle of the crisis.
Well, let's put it that way too. It was also a way to keep everything cheap too, right?
That's
you got
true.
A lot of dialogue, you got a lot of exposition, and you didn't have to do anything but switch to the ops set. So the observation lounge set. So that was a way to keep things cheap. Good news for Arrow fans. And Jerry, our lovely Jerry Ryan, Star Trek's lovely Jerry Ryan, is going to be a semi-regular in season 4 of Arrow. So yay! More work for our lady. Beginning season 4, Jerry Ryan will be picking up a new role in Arrow, which is on the WB, I do believe.
CW,
whatever it is.
She's set to play Jessica Danforth, a friend of the Queen family. Interesting.
She will be put in the crosshairs of a menacing antagonist because in this instance, because of her political ambition. Admittedly, that's a bit vague, but it's all we have at the moment. Okay. Well, congratulations to Jerry Ryan. Yay, more work for our friends.
Yay.
Right. Yep.
New Star Trek products are coming in soon.
There's not a lot of new product news except Mike, you posted a thing about the Star Trek stainless steel black spinner band being reduced in price from the Frank that in there.
Yep, there's the link.
I made
there
a
it is.
purchase of some new Star Trek stuff.
Oh, you did? Cool. What'd you get?
Did she not, Mike? Did I not put it on social media?
I don't think so. I haven't seen it.
Oh,
No,
the
that I
glasses.
ordered it.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yes.
Huh?
From Think Geek, the Romulan glasses.
Oh, yes.
Those Romulan, when did they come out?
This week.
They're so cool. All right, we need the link for those.
I'm getting it.
Okay, great.
I have a
And
couple
they're here.
product
Janice
things
and I
to
were
talk
oohing and
about as
eyeing
well.
over them, and they're heavy.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Are they like double old fashioned?
very
How tall are
pretty.
they? How tall are they?
Dennis, what's the box say?
They're
Behind you.
They're for the listeners. Nick purchased these beautiful glasses, these drinking glasses that have the Romulan bird on them, and the logo. It's really cool, and I had never seen them before.
It's a set of 4 12-ounce glasses.
Nice. And what I liked about it is, dude, it's Romulan stuff. We're getting new Romulan stuff. That's awesome. Thank you, John.
A couple new products that I've seen, or a new product that I've come across, is in my loot crate. I received a Star Trek car air freshener.
You might want to bring that with you. We could put one in the truck and because we might need it on the way. It's the 8-hour drive with a whole bunch of steam. Excited.
Here we go.
A Star Trek air freshener. That's oh, look how cute that is. Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah, that was the secret Star Trek item.
It is,
except it was a one piece, not a two.
Vulcan Salute. It is the Vulcan Salute air freshener. That's really cute. Okay, and Nick also posted the link to the thinkgeek.com products area for the beautiful. Oh, those are so cool. By the way, is that the updated logo?
Yep. No.
That's nice.
That's from Nemesis. That's the Nemesis.
That's the Nemesis logo. Okay, they're beautiful. And what did you post, Mike? Oh,
I put PropWorks. Apparently at Vegas, PropWorks they're going to be auctioning off like 170 props and costumes.
Very cool.
At Vegas. Apparently you can start the bidding now online. So that's the link I just shared. And some of the things in here are amazing.
Well, no kidding. You saw what I put a bit. I put a bit. Wow. What I put a bit.
I understand. He's going to try again, folks.
He said, say what he put a bid on, please.
Thank you, Janice. What did he put a bid on?
It was
the
Romulan
bandolier badge.
Bandolier badge. Really cool looking too. That's very cool. I'm glad to see the PropWorks is going to be back at Star Trek Las Vegas this year.
It's a gnome Gorn.
It is a gnome Gorn. Wow, can't say that very easily.
Or would it be a Gorn gnome?
Yes. The link I threw in there, Mike, into the chat room was the Inquisitor.com coverage of the Axanar release of the Vulcan scene. So that one.
Cool.
Now let's get to a little bit of Star Trek movie news.
Star Trek movie news.
Because the good news is there's movie news. This week we have received confirmation that they've added another casting note. A wonderful actor from Fast and Furious, who's known for being in Fast and Furious 6, martial arts actor Joe Taslim, has been cast in Star Trek Beyond. He is rumored to be playing opposite Idris Elba's villain. So I don't know if that means that he's going to be like a sidekick to the villain, or if he's going to play
the opposite.
A good guy.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's an oddly written. The details on Taslim's role are being kept underground, but sources say it is a key part opposite Elba, who plays a villain. So I guess that means he's going to be a good guy.
I think it's going to be a Mexican standoff.
Why are you bringing Taco Bell into this?
A Mexican standoff is where everyone's pointing a gun at everyone else. So, you got... So, for example, Klingons, Romulans, and then Starfleet.
Right.
Everyone's pointing a gun at each other. I'm not saying that there's Klingons. I'm not saying that there's Romulans in this film. But I have a feeling that could be what we see if he's playing opposite the... I don't know.
That'd be cool.
You're just really reaching here, aren't you, Mike?
I am.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
We could play a round of Simon Pegg said. Simon Pegg said.
Simon Pegg said. Simon said. The other news, did we say, don't forget, you can still enter the fundraising contest that they have where you can win a walk-on role into Star Trek Beyond. That is still one of the possibilities.
It's only a legit walk-on role if you just get to walk on, look at the camera, go, sup, and walk off.
However, the really cool news...
Dressed in the style of today. You just totally walk in as yourself, look at the screen, and go, sup.
It would only appear in a blooper reel.
Well, it is from omaze.com. So omaze.com/Star Trek. You can go over and if you make a donation, which the money goes to like 9 different really wonderful nonprofit charities. And from there, you get so many entries. So if you donate $10, you get 100 entries. If you donate $20, you get 200 entries, things like that. So if you donate
that Omaze on a turkey sandwich is so good. You just spread it nice and thin, maybe some oregano, some black pepper, and some Omaze. It's amazing.
Perky.
Yes.
So perky. Well, the link I put in there is also a link to an article from IO9. What's really amazing, guys, is that we got our first sneak peek at one of the aliens from Star Trek Beyond. And this is really unique because the one thing that we've all been kind of jealous about when seeing the new Star Trek or Star Wars trailers come out from J.J. Abrams and Lucasfilms and Disney has been how awesome the practical effects have been. Who knew that the little droid, the rolling droid, is actually a real droid? It wasn't CG. This was a practical effect. A lot of the aliens in Star Wars are practical effects. These are people who are actors in a costume portraying those aliens. And the one thing that we always thought was, God, it would be really neat if we could start seeing more of that in Star Trek. Well, we're starting to see that. They've showed a picture of what is, no lie, a practical effect, a practical costume of an alien. And it looks really freaking cool. So give it a look. It's an article from IO9. The link is in the chat room. So it's very cool, but it's nice to see that they're bringing practical effects back for science fiction because it just, I don't know, it just works better. It does. I don't care if the lips don't move perfectly.
To me, it's not a true Star Trek alien unless it's clearly a human with some kind of facial prosthetic and a wacky fashion sense combination. I'm a purist that way. That's one of the comments.
Which is really kind of funny, but it's something that the one thing that I've always kind of missed about, at least in Star Trek 4 and Star Trek 6 and a couple of the movies that they really did try to show the Federation as having more than just humans in it, right?
Yeah.
Even the council chambers. That was awesome. I mean, yes.
I laughed in the video with the sign, the Simon Pegg with the arrow, Anthony Yelchin with the arrow, Elvis, his dog was the arrow.
Yes. So give it a look. I'm very excited to see that there is something unique coming to this. I'm beginning to look more and more forward to this film, I have to tell you.
Don't set yourself up.
I'm trying not to.
Don't do it. Don't make me be the voice of reason.
I think
it's not what I'm equipped for.
Me actually liking a new Star Trek film? Oh,
no,
we'll see.
Me just saying you don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
Just remember, Into Darkness. I don't care that it's a whole different. Just that's the last thing we had.
Well, now that Janice is here,
although I do say that, but then I look at what JJ is doing with Star Wars, and it's actually getting me excited. And the last thing we had was, Jesus, what was the name of that one? Shit on the Jedi. What was it?
On the what?
Shit on the Jedi. What was the name of the last prequel?
Oh. I don't remember.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, Bit in Water. What was the name of that movie?
Well, Simon Pegg did say something this week. He mentions that he quit writing Star Trek Beyond 3 times.
Quitter.
Yeah,
and
he was talked back into it.
And it was JJ that talked him back into it. But what would it take for you to quit writing a project?
Dude, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And it's not like Simon Pegg's just at home writing this. He was filming the Mission Impossible. He was doing all this other stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
he's very busy. And I don't see him as anything but wanting this to be as the fan that he is, the real fan, as being something that he will be proud to have his name attached to as part of the franchise.
Because let's face it, it doesn't matter how good it is or how what he's going to take a lot of heat. There's going to be a faction of people who hate this film regardless. And to be honest with you, you know how we are. Creative types can be pretty sensitive, and who wants to go through that if they don't have to?
Then again, I'm not creative, so
that's not true.
Meanwhile, I told Janice she looked nice, and she's in the ball of fetal position, crying. So that's how sensitive she is.
Sensitive
wow,
people.
What's that look? Stop.
Well,
book news.
I want to bring Janice back into the loop, so let's move on to Star Trek, or actually just convention news, and start off with Shore Leave.
Shall we just start right off the bat with a Las Vegas update?
Are we still talking Vegas, right?
We are.
Vegas.
Yes. You're coming to Vegas, right?
Star Trek Las Vegas may take place every August, but on this show...
This is where we hang out the rest of the year.
Exactly.
The crew has been fatigued now from so many months in space, and they need to take a break. The landing party has been down to check out the terrain while the crew gets ready to play. They say there's only plant life living on this lovely rock, but a rodent appears wearing a vest.
So Shore Leave, yay!
Wow, that's a big microphone you have.
Some of us have big tools.
Oh, goodness me. All right.
Slap you in the face with my tool.
Shore Leave Convention, Shore Leave 37, begins on August 7th through the 9th.
And they've added somebody.
They got a lot of really cool people who are going to be making appearances this year.
Kevin Dillmore.
So,
No, he was always supposed to be there.
No, she said they got a lot of cool people. Yeah, Kevin Dillmore.
Oh. I thought you said about they added somebody. I know that they replaced Aaron Ashmore. Apparently he got some professional commitments that he was so as a result he's unable to make it. However, they did get Roger R. Cross from Dark Matter to come in and take his place. So that's kind of cool.
That is very cool. And I am very happy for Aaron Ashmore. For those Warehouse 13 fans, he was on Warehouse 13, but he is now in, what's the name of his new series?
Killjoys.
And on Sci-Fi Channel.
Killjoys.
So it sounds to me like he has gotten some more work. So yay for Mr. Ashmore.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So who do we, Miss Janice, what are you going to be doing? How can people reach you if they're going to be at Shore Leave? Let's talk about what your plans are.
Well, if they want to reach me, probably the easiest way is going to be through Twitter at Naoma Vasilia.
And it's spelled just like it sounds.
Actually, you know, most people know Vasilia is an Italian name.
And when do you get to Shore Leave? Are you going to be there on Friday?
Yes, I will be, because I'll be driving down the night before.
Okay, cool. Excellent.
And then that way I'm ready to rock and roll. And I think I'm going to be running around doing a lot of everything, because there's so much there to do and to see.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who Mike has I don't know who Mike has lined up for me to talk to yet.
Oh,
that's the kind of hard-hitting talk that you're going to get from Naoma during the convention.
That's not true. She's going to be great.
Don't give me the finger.
See?
I didn't give him a finger, guys. He likes to do that. He likes to scare me. I don't give people the finger.
Well, you told me you wanted to talk to everybody, so I've been trying to make that possible for you.
That's awesome.
Mike has literally said, everybody there, every person there, you will talk to.
We do need to thank the administration and the everybody over at Shore Leave Convention who's been so kind to us in making us feel welcome. This is the first first time we'll be doing, we have a press pass for
official coverage.
An official coverage of Shore Leave Convention, and we do really want to thank them for working with us to make that happen. And we hope to do you proud, because we're really looking forward to not only being able to cover you this year, thanks to the lovely Miss Janice sacrificing her appearance at Star Trek Las Vegas to cover Shore Leave for us, because they are on the same weekend. The good news is we have been confirmed that they will not be on the same weekend next year. So
and we're already working with them for next year, aren't we, Mike?
Yes, we are.
We are very much working with the guys over at, the ladies and gentlemen over at Shore Leave, to make sure that we will be able to provide the same great coverage next year, as well as the 50th anniversary of Star Trek at Star Trek Las Vegas. So we're very excited about the fact that, yay, they don't conflict next year.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that Janice, she will be talking with, if nothing else, Dayton has already said he's going to make sure that Janice is fine during the convention. So thank you for that, Dayton.
Thank you, Dayton.
Kevin Dillmore, David Mack, of course, the amazing Kristen Beyer, who's one of my favorite people. That was one of my favorite interviews I've ever done. She's so cool.
She remembers you to this day. So,
well, of course. Are we shocked,
So
Mike?
I just have to ask.
Sometimes, yes.
I just have to ask you, Janice.
Damn it.
Is there somebody that you really, really are looking for? I mean, and it doesn't have to be a celebrity per se, or is there an author, or maybe even, who is it that you're looking forward to meeting and to talking to the most, or on the spot?
No, hang on. I just got his name because I always mess it up, and it's really simple, but it's stupid.
I understand. I do that all the time.
What is she doing?
Making sure she's making sure that there's a lot of people at this convention.
Yeah,
it's really big.
This year
it's huge.
They're pretty big this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I looked at who the guests were, the one person that I really, really wanted to talk to was Daniel Davis.
Oh yes,
Only
Moriarty.
Because that was, to me, that was awesome. I loved that character that he had played.
Wasn't it
and
awesome?
And he did it so well.
Ask him if he's still trapped in the holodeck.
When are you coming out, man?
Ask him if Fran Drescher smelled as wonderful as she looks. He played the butler on The Nanny.
Yes, he did. But
I know, but can you imagine Janice going up to Daniel Davis going, so tell me, did Fran Drescher smell as good as she looks?
Can say, I've been asked to ask you this.
No, what I would say is Mr. Getty would like to know.
That's fine. I'm good with that. I got no problems with that.
Because this is so not a question I would ask.
Yeah.
Look, I have taken much heat in my life because I have always been absolutely enamored with Fran Drescher. I don't care about the accent or the nasally voice. That's part of the beauty of Fran Drescher. I'm Bobby Fleckman.
But I'm talking to him about him. I'm not talking to
Who cares about
anybody
him?
else.
He was with Fran Drescher.
Okay, I have a question.
There's another reason why I wanted to go to Shore Leave, though, which initially started us down there, was because I wanted to chase down some of their workshops.
Yes.
They have fabulous workshops on writing, and they have a lot of little workshops that go on about different topics that they still really haven't posted here, but I know that they exist.
And here's another one. They even talked about, and not just workshops, but specific workshops. So say one of them is for writers, prospective writers from the ages of 12 to 19. So teenage, for teen writers, that they have a series of 1-hour writing workshops just for them, for people of their age, which is freaking awesome.
And speaking of Shore Leave, and Farpoint to me is kind of the companion to Shore Leave. Belated but very heartfelt, and I mean this, happy birthday to the professor, Robert Greenberger, who is a mainstay at both of those conventions, who is not only an amazing writer and panelist, but seriously, I mean this, he is one of the really nice people you can ever meet.
And go ahead.
I was just going to take a couple minutes to mention some of the events that they've announced at Shore Leave. There's a TARDIS photo booth. It's a
cute.
What's kind of cool is they've got on the inside they have a green screen, so you can pick one of 4 different scenes for its interior.
Remember last year or at Farpoint when I had the picture of me with the weeping angels? That was done in that photo booth.
Oh, right
that's
on.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's going to be there, and they're also going to be doing an alternative film festival. And from the looks of it, they're going to be showing a lot of fan films. Shore Leave, let's see, the Stargate Universe, the animated fan series, Mind Sifter from New Voyages, Star Wars versus the Way to Shadow, Starship Farragut. Looks like they're going to.
Farragut always has a really good representation there.
Yeah. And then there's going to be some sci-fi films as well being shown. So there's a lot going on over there, just in terms of those 2 events. And then, like Janice had mentioned, there's a ton of workshops, and so much more. There's so much to do.
Party and I believe there's is it called Pangea? That
Yes.
Dayton Ward,
Yes.
Kelly and Kevin Dillmore are all there.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
come on, that's like a little huge gold mine sitting right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited
Speaking of
about
which,
that. Yes.
Let me just say this.
Oh, God.
I'm looking right at you, Naomi. If you get Medding after the years that I've been trying to get her to sit down and talk, good for you.
It's going to happen, folks.
I know.
I know. It's now, and I also have to assume, Janice, you're bringing the camera, right?
I'm bringing the camera.
Oh, for God's
And,
sake, is she bringing the camera?
I know. She's an amazing photographer, everybody. And
I have a box set up that way. I'll be able to upload at night, because if I wait until after a convention, then you guys will be waiting a year like you did this time. Okay.
But I just want to say, I really, really want some pictures of the bunny masquerade.
Okay.
Apparently, there's you buy a stuffed bunny. Or
Rod bunny.
A what? A rock bunny?
Rod and bunny.
Rod and bunny. Oh, how cute! And people dress it up. They cosplay their bunnies.
Rod and bunny is the official mascot of Shore Leave.
Yeah, it's the Shore Leave rabbit from Alice in Wonderland.
I just want a lot of pictures of the bunny masquerade. It
that
looks
gives
very
me
cute.
an idea for next year. Do bunny masquerade next year. We could do a G&T bunny.
The G&T squirrel. It's trying to fake it as a bunny.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Get a squirrel, put like Playboy bunny ears on it, and
put Spock ears on it to make it look like a bunny. It's so awesome. So I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you once again, Janice, for helping us be able to cover both conventions this year. And yes, we're gonna miss you in Vegas, but thank you.
I'm gonna miss you guys too.
But so help me God, if she gets in with Barrowman, fuck it.
Shut up.
Oh, that's gonna be like Sky City.
You know he's gay.
It doesn't matter.
I thought he was bi.
Gay guys like anyway.
Shut up.
Apparently the girls do.
Well, let's talk.
Shut up.
There is some news for Star Trek Las Vegas, so let's talk about that a little bit too.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's coming up. Okay, 7 days till you guys, 6 days till you guys get here. And then 3 days after that, we all take out for our caravan to Vegas.
Yeah, I've got to get with Rianne on when she wants to meet up with us.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Tuesday morning when we leave. That would be great. There, 2 people did have to, or actually a couple people did have to send their regrets. So unfortunately at Star Trek Las Vegas, Ronald D. Moore has had to cancel because he is going to be filming overseas. And Joanne Linville has also backed out.
In Dubai, maybe? Is that where...
No, I think he's doing another series.
Oh, okay.
And also, and it's kind of really bumming me out considering that we just saw the release of the Axanar Vulcan scene. Gary Graham did have to withdraw from the convention. And it's really, really cool that he got work, and I'm happy, but also Natalia Nagulich had to withdraw as well.
No!
So, I know. Oh, well, have you been seeing her posts on Facebook?
No, I actually, I've been so busy at work. Like, seriously, and this can be vouched for by the other members sitting here. I have been so busy at work.
She's actually been in Russia for the past few weeks filming a new movie.
Good for her.
Yeah, and she's posting some really fun pictures of her, the cast, and the rest of the crew on the film. It's a Russian-made film, and it looks like she's been having a really great time. So I'm happy for her, but I'm sad we're not going to see her because, you guys, she's awesome. If you ever get to go to a convention, hopefully she'll be back next year. If you ever do get to meet her at a convention, she's just wonderful. She's very sweet. So they have 101 guests still on deck for Star Trek Las Vegas. Some of the news that is coming out has been the new bridge. They actually have a TOS bridge that will be available to take professional photos on. And I can really understand. There's a lot of people who were like, "Oh, well, what do you mean you can't just go in and take your own pictures? They're jerking us around." And part of me is like, you know what? No, this time I don't agree with them. That's
a lot of wear and tear.
That's a lot of wear and tear. It's a beautiful set. It doesn't handle thousands of people coming in and leaning on those things. And no, deal with it, folks. It's $35 to have your picture taken on a beautiful bridge, TOS style. So
and the photographer's probably not one really making the money off of that.
Well, he'll take a small cut
towards the bridge.
Exactly. And
he gets paid in bulk.
And the people, so they have to pay. The people who own the bridge have to be paid back because it does. I'll tell you what. After seeing what the Enterprise D bridge went through just to get those chairs and those consoles, what was it, $7,000, almost $8,000 just to ship it from LA in one direction. I mean, that's expensive, you guys. So deal with it. The fact is, they're starting to widen. You can start seeing where creation is really going to start. It's blooming, and the 50th anniversary is just going to be a ball. Mike, remember how you posted they have a new poster, the new logo this week for the official Star Trek?
Oh yes,
came out.
I had a problem with that.
You had a small problem with
small problem, yeah.
It's small. It was. We admit it. It was kind of a nitpicky thing. Mike didn't like the fact that the picture of the Starfleet officers were holding up their phasers were actually shooting their phasers.
Yeah.
And I started to laugh.
It's a small nitpick.
It was a small nitpick, but I started to laugh and I said, well, if they weren't shooting their phasers, they look like they would be Heiling Hitler, which I'm sure more people would find more offensive.
Tis true.
So I'm like, I think it looks okay. I think it looks fun, and not unlike. Although I have to admit, the ones that Thomas the Cat did for Star Trek Online were far better. Oh. Say that out loud. Now they do have some online auctions at Star Trek Creation, and they're also, don't forget, I think you only have until the 31st to get your application in to be a part of the Star Trek costume contest.
Yeah. I think so.
We're set. The vendors, the G&T show is set. I've got the confirmation of the booth. I have the confirmation of the electricity at the booth, so Garrett Wong can now charge his phone.
Can we pimp what Kipley's going to be doing?
Yes. And well, that's where I was getting there. So yes.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
The booth will be, Leslie Brown will be gracing us with her presence once more this year at the G&T booth. She will be, it's kind of unusual how it's working this year. She actually has some new, which is very nice. Thank you, CBS, for providing Kipley with official photographs again. She'll have some great new Star Trek Enterprise 8x10s that she can sign and will be selling to the fans that come by at the booth. She's also going to be doing, let's see if I get this right. And Nick, I know you'll correct me. So she's going to be doing not just one, but 2 photo opportunities where you can do a photo with Kipley. And one of them is Kipley solo and you. And the other one is going to be her and Connor Trenier, who played Trip from Enterprise. And
they will not be in costume, apparently.
They never are. The only ones that do that
Very
are the
rarely.
Klingons.
Sometimes they are.
Sometimes
Rarely.
the Klingons do it,
Yes.
but that's it.
And the Ferengi sometimes.
Yes, but nobody else does that. But to take a picture with Kipley and with Connor, which for those who may not know, Kipley played it was Lieutenant. Oh my God, it just went right out of my head. Who was killed in one of the Star Trek Enterprise episodes where Connor Trenier played her supervisor, or I should say her superior. I don't want to say superior, but
his superior officer.
Superior officer.
Her boss.
And he had just lost his own sister and now lost one of his team members. Lost one of his team members. And he deals with the pain of that loss and those losses together in a very unusual way, in that Kipley's character kind of comes back as a kind of a ghost type thing, and really
he was sleep deprived and hallucinating
with his head. But she's awesome in the episode, and it really is one of my favorite episodes because it's something that Star Trek never really dealt with before on a head-to-head basis. They kind of touched on it a little bit in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, was the losses of people. They dealt with it a little bit better with regards to even Nog's dealing with his own PTSD, which I loved. But to deal with how does an officer deal with the loss of not just family and friends, but also teammates, subordinates. And it was such an outstanding episode that I'm totally going to take my picture with both of them.
I would suggest, if you haven't seen it in a while, go back and watch, if for no other reason than to watch someone who took a lot of heat at the time, and I think now, a decade later, is starting to get the recognition they deserve. Watch Jolene Blalock do some very, very, very subtle things with her eyes and her lips as she's talking with Dr. Phlox about the Trillium D addiction and having the emotions. And she's doing a very subtle, she's shaking, like she's got the DTs. And when she's talking with Trip, there's a whole undercurrent going on that I never really caught until I watched it again after we did our interview with James and Kipley. And again, I love you guys both, and I mean that as friends. You're both amazing people, and I miss you guys when we don't see you for the year. But to rewatch that and see the job that Jolene Blalock was doing, and she was pilloried at the time. But I
don't
gotta tell you,
understand why. I really don't understand why.
Well, because in the beginning, because people didn't like the way Enterprise had the Vulcans positioned as kind of antagonistic. But I always thought that was kind of a cool way to go at it. That
I did
you
too.
don't become friends right away.
No,
not with such totally different species.
And not the least of which is, if anything, it said less about. I think that said less about the Vulcans. While yes, they were superior, they had that superior attitude. It said more about humanity. And you know me, it was such a tragedy that series did not get to go on any further, because they were just beginning to touch on what really would happen in the world if we were dealing with a technologically advanced or more superior species that came to our planet, and how diverse and how that would shatter us as a species. It would shatter us. And we were just getting to that stuff right at the end of the 4th season with Terra Prime. And it just breaks my heart that we never got to hear those stories. I didn't care as much about going out in the exploration of stuff. I didn't want that from Enterprise. What I wanted was the story of how the hell did the Federation ever get to be an organization, the Federation. And those stories don't happen in space. They happen on planets. And that's what I wanted. I wanted that. I wanted to know, how does Vulcan deal with Earth? How does Earth deal with Vulcan? And how do two completely different species with zero in common find a way, especially with the Andorians, throwing that on top of it. God, it gives me chills just thinking about it, and it pisses me off to no end that it ended right when it started to get good.
I'm reading the Enterprise novels, The Romulan War, and yeah, it's the Romulans. The Romulans is what made it really made it all possible.
Goddamn right. Give us the goddamn credit we deserve.
Yeah, you made us all band together because you were all dicks.
That's right. Really? Let's look at how the Klingons were back then, though, too. Who was that dude? The Duras?
Well, Duras has always been a dick.
Proto-Duras. Well,
Duras has always been a dick.
So getting back to photo ops with Kipley. So we can do the photo ops with Kipley. The good thing is it does cost a little bit more money to have your photo taken with Kipley because Creation has a professional photographer that needs to get paid, and the stars need to make their little bit of money from it, as well as the Creation does take a little bit of the cut too. So Kipley has been awfully gracious in saying that if you do take her picture, if you do have a photograph or you pay to have your photograph taken with her, whether it be with her and Connor or just her as a solo, she will be happy to provide you with an autograph for free. So all you have to do is come by, she'll probably remember you because she's that way. But just show that you've had your photo taken with her, and she will provide you with an autograph at our booth. So
much more.
And a coupon.
And you be nice to Kipley. If you're not nice to Kipley, you will suffer.
And a coupon for
the Tribbles.
For the Tribble. The Tribble Toys is going to be back. David Gerald's company will be back, and we love them very much because they have Tribbles. And you also get a coupon for I'm not sure how much off, but a certain amount of money off of a brand new furry Tribble. They need homes.
$2, I think.
Hey, they breed quickly.
They do.
We have
Especially
a lot
at our
of need
table.
for adoptive homes.
And look, I gotta say this. Kipley said it on our show. She doesn't get it. She thinks that like nobody knows who she is.
I know.
Give Kipley the love, please.
Yeah, we adore her, and that's part of the reason why we love her so much. Is she's so sweet. She's just really sweet.
Humble,
and,
yes.
And Emo's gonna be there.
Emo will be there, and she's also quite a talented photographer. And
yes,
you guys, she also brings some of her work, her photography, and some of her artwork with her, and she sells that as well. So, but come by, say hi to Kipley. Get your picture taken with her, and Connor, and pick up autographs and fun stuff.
And buy her art.
And buy her art, right? Because we love the creative.
She would love that. She would love that.
What else is going on? Okay, the schedule is crazy. We arrive Tuesday because there is no show next week because I just can't do it. There's just no way. And
I'm not getting up at 7:00. Are you kidding? Only a fool would do that. Oh.
Thanks. It's worse for Mike. Don't forget that.
Yeah, but he doesn't sleep.
I do sleep.
It's Steve that doesn't sleep.
No.
Yes. I have one more convention thing once you're done. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, so you think about this. The tickets, general tickets are available. I don't know what the prices are. Sold out is gold, sold out is captain's chair, sold out is copper. General admission weekend tickets are $149.
Is copper the old preferred?
Yeah.
Okay.
And single day reserve seating is $50 for Thursday, $55 for Friday, $75 for Saturday, and $70 for Sunday. What's that?
That's now. Is that for seating? Is there a ticket just to go in?
It's general
and, be
admission.
able to go to the vendor's room?
Yeah, general admission is
and how
4
much
days.
Is that?
It's for all 4 days. It's $149.
But do they have it like for one day?
General admission single day are Thursday $30, Friday $40, Saturday $40, and Sunday $40.
That's not bad.
No, it's really not. It's comparable. It's actually cheaper than Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So, but it's nice that you can get single day reserve seating. So if you really want a chair in the panels, you can do that. Real quick, we do need to touch on Star Trek Online's appearance at Star Trek Las Vegas as well. Star Trek Online will be having a panel.
I want to play Star Trek Online.
Engineering here. Warp engines are online.
Course laid in, Captain.
Engage.
Your ship.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Your crew.
Move out.
Hi, Al. Hi, everybody.
Oh, and go ahead, and then I have a question.
Okay, Star Trek Online's panel will be Friday during the day. It will be I don't want to say monitored as much as I want to say it's moderated by Holly Amos, the lovely Holly Amos from CBS. He will be moderating the panel for Star Trek Online to discuss all of the new stuff that's coming out, the Iconian War, including the brand new featured episode called, what is it, Breaking? Oh God, Terry, come on. Breaking Circle.
Oh God, Terry.
It's called Broken Circle, which again features Jerry Ryan, Robert Duncan McNeil, and Aaron Eisenberg as Nog. Great episode. Mike and I both loved it.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I do know for a fact that they have a lot more announcements coming up. Oh, and don't forget, speaking of Kipley, we found out this week during the interview that Kipley's going to be doing a voice in Star Trek Online. So yay!
Yes, she broke that on our show.
Yep, and
I don't think Al knows yet.
Speaking of Stowe, didn't we lose somebody this week?
Yes, and well, I want to. So I was kind of trying to keep that on. Mike, did you have something more for the convention?
Yes. Disruptor Beam is going to be there, and they're going to have Q, John Delancey, at their booth.
Sweet.
So there you go.
Very, very cool.
Which allows us to migrate over officially into gaming.
Okay. So let's talk about Star Trek Online real quick. And the fabulous news that I'm happy for her, you guys. I really am. I'm sad and I'm happy. Christine Thompson, who has been the writer for Star Trek Online since it began, before its beta, she was the first and foremost writer for Star Trek Online, has moved on. She has left Cryptic Studios. She and her husband have both left Cryptic Studios. I have no idea where she's going.
They're going to Oregon.
They're moving to Oregon.
Well, it's up north, either Oregon or Washington. It's one of those. So wherever one of the game studios is up north is where she's heading.
Well, I'm thrilled for her and her new adventure because I know that she's always wanted to kind of move back up there. She and her husband John has been working for Cryptic for a long time. He's been in their QA department for 5 years at least. And I'm sad because I love Christine's work. I've just, it was weird. I never thought she'd leave.
I know.
I thought she'd leave. But congratulations on your new role and your new happiness and your new adventure, Christine. But I'm not kidding when I say you're going to be missed so much.
Yes.
And live long and prosper, hun. I expect a book out of you. I expect a book out of her soon. I know. So,
we still don't have word on who will be replacing her.
There's some pretty talented people there.
There
that have been
are
working and writing on it already. So
Kate and Jesse both come to mind.
Yep.
And they're great writers already. They're both content developers or designers. And Jesse also is a systems engineer, but so he probably has too much on his plate to become their full-time writer. But still, I am happy for Christine, and I am curious to see who steps up to the plate in her stead.
Me too. So season 10.5 has been released. The Year of Hell Lockbox, which cracks me up that that's what they're going to call it, but that's what they're calling it. The Year of Hell Lockbox is now dropping like crazy. The most recent featured episode, you actually get to fight an Iconian.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering how they were going to make that work, and I'm trying not to spoil it, but it works pretty well. I would have to say it works pretty well. You find a way to be able to fight the Iconian and without getting obliterated just by looking at it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the story, I think, works very, very well, especially because, as we were touching on before, the one thing that Star Trek tends to stick away from are the losses that are suffered during war. And in this particular case, I think they made that acknowledgement very, very well. It's really good. There's a whole bunch of new ships out. Oh my God, the ships are coming out like crazy. The Resolute, is it the cruisers? The Tier 6 cruisers that are out there now? We have new armada system for the fleets, which means that fleets can now band together with other fleets. 3 that are bigger than you and 3 that are smaller than you. Is that how it's working?
It depends on you can have up to 12 beneath you if you're the alpha fleet.
Right.
It all depends on who's alpha. If you're an alpha fleet, then you have 12 beneath you. If you're a beta fleet, then you have at least 1 above you, 2 beside you, and then several below you.
Right.
And if you're a gamma fleet, everybody's above you.
Right.
Except other gamma fleets who happen to be on the same tier.
This setup will allow members of a larger fleet to be able to donate to the projects of a smaller fleet. So it gives them the opportunity to actually spend their fleet marks on something that most of the bigger fleets have already finished, because it's just too darn easy when you're a big fleet to be able to, your projects fill up so fast. When you're a smaller fleet, it's very, very difficult because you don't have the membership to produce or create those projects rapidly. So this is going to allow alliances to occur where projects can get finished faster. It's a good thing for the smaller fleets.
Or if you're a Klingon fleet attached to a large fleet, you'll get neglected until the end.
But the new Armada system is in place. It's my understanding that our fleet, the Caspian Rising fleet, is going to have a fleet leaders meeting on the 8th of August.
You've started, Marv.
I can't be there. And
we can't be there.
I'm one of the Klingon fleet leaders. And I can't be there. So it's like, no.
So I guess I don't know who to send in my proxy vote to. So, whatever, Caspian. Who thought it was smart to set that meeting up during Star Trek Las Vegas? Whatever.
Someone obviously who isn't going to Star Trek Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's true too.
It's like, well, fuck them. Fuck them.
Especially with the people who got the reds. Oh, thanks, Marv. I appreciate you representing. I trust you. I do know that we've received a couple of invites to Ally already, which is great. So it's great news also about Disruptor Beam. I think they have a panel. You said John Delancey will be there with them at their booth, and that's really awesome. Who else? You've been playing a lot of Trexels.
I have, yes. I'm really enjoying it. As I mentioned during opening, I unlocked all the rooms. So the first thing I did was start rearranging where my shit is. So I've got in the engineering section of the ship, I've got all of my resource generation set up there, and I'm starting to fill that out by adding more resource generating capability. I've moved all of my crew quarters to the saucer section, and then in the neck and in the forward section of the engineering decks, I've got all of the deflector control and the phaser arrays and all of the stuff that makes my ship go.
Yay!
Let me ask you guys a question about gaming.
Yeah.
This is kind of a general gaming question. Let's say you're playing a game like I don't know, like a Mortal Kombat or a Injustice, Gods Among Us, one of those fighting games. And you're playing against somebody who has no clue what they're doing. All they do is button mash. And when I say button mash, you say, wow, how'd you do that? And they go, I don't know. But yet they're winning. How frustrating is that?
If it wasn't for button mashing, I wouldn't even...
You're talking to somebody who has no hand-eye coordination and can't use console things anyway. Why do you think I MMO? It's WASD.
Yeah,
right?
this is just somebody with their, let's just say an Xbox 360 controller, just hitting buttons, not even looking at the screen, maybe reading a book at the same time. Okay.
Oh, right on. That's awesome.
I love you, Janice. That is so awesome.
That is cool.
Tell you.
I had to reduce myself to only allow myself to hit 2 buttons.
Okay, so here's some advice for Nick. Change your strategy.
Button mash for the win.
It's impossible to change your strategy when you're playing against an insane person.
Play insane.
Well, see, he wanted Harley in some dimension, and he actually got her. He just doesn't realize it.
It's so frustrating.
And what's funny is I think that's exactly what the Joker says, too.
Yeah. It's just
This is you should be cosplaying.
She does like this amazing move where it's like a 15-step move. How'd you do that? I don't know. I just hit the buttons.
That's so cute. I love it. That's great. Well, before we tie things up, I think it's really important for people that are going to be going to Star Trek Las Vegas or even Shore Leave Convention to be reminded real quickly. If you've never been to a convention before, there's always some really good tips. When it comes specifically to the Las Vegas convention, we highly recommend that you do not wear high-heeled shoes, or you bring them with you if you're cosplaying, that you bring them back, because there is a very, very long walk between the towers and the convention rooms, the convention room floors. So you be kind to your feet. It doesn't matter.
You only get one set.
You will never be judged for wearing tennis shoes or comfortable flats while you walk through the casino to the convention area. Then throw your flats into a carry-on bag or carry bag or something like that, and then put your shoes on in and around where you're going to be cosplaying or being seen for stuff like that, because you will thrash your feet if you don't. You'll never be. I swear to you, it is more than I would say it's at least a half a mile, and I'm not kidding, half a mile between the Masquerade Tower and the very front of the main room. And there's still another probable quarter mile after that. It could be a serious 1 mile walk between the rooms and the vendor's room. So it's a beastie.
One word as to because there is so much going on during the day, and then of course at night, these social activities. So there's one word that I can give you that I've learned through the conventions: cocaine.
Hydrate.
Oh, yeah, hydrate. That's what I meant.
Hydrate.
That's what I meant. Hydrate. I'm sorry.
Also, a hand sanitizer is not a bad idea.
Hand sanitizer. Don't be without your little Purell things, because
I take airborne
Concrete
with me.
is real deal, huh?
I take airborne with me,
Yeah,
and kind of proactively take that.
I take granola bars and snack foods and carry them around with me, because if you find that you're getting caught up in everything, getting to the restaurant's going to be
a half mile back.
3/4 of a mile in another direction.
Right.
So
it's another half mile back, right?
And you've got to watch what you're eating too, and that doesn't mean like watch the calories and make sure you're doing good. You want to make sure that when you're eating meals, that your meals have a nice, decent protein base to help carry you through, because low blood sugar, diabetes, people with these kind of problems, headaches, all of that kind of stuff can be alleviated. Plenty of water, and making sure you have good snacks with you. And snacks are portable. They sell them right there in some of the little stores.
Right.
I forgot what name of them was. Remember those little like cracker fruit crisp things that I got last year that were so good?
Those were good.
And they had nice protein in them.
Yeah.
And we had them at our booth. But yeah, take some trail mix, because there's good protein in there.
Yep, I like I get the it's kind of like a raw trail mix. I get his dried cranberries, and some raw nuts and a couple of things. It's just something that
chocolate covered peanuts.
Something exactly. Something you can just take a handful of, get in your mouth, and and still keep, because it's a big thing, and you don't realize the amount of exercise that you do all day long, because you're walking and you're standing, and standing just on its own for 8 hours is exhausting.
Well, and the other side of it is you go, like, let's say you're at the convention, you go to the vendor's room. Okay, the first thing I want to see is at 11:30. Okay, I'm in the vendor's room. It's 10 o'clock. I'm walking around. Okay, it's 11:30. I'm back in the vendor's room. Oh, look, I'm going to go take my picture at the Gardena Forever. How the fuck is it 5 o'clock?
Yeah, it's true.
The other thing that I would say is, when you get your program, is really look through it, decide who you want your pictures with, decide what panels you want to see, take some time, mark it up, write in that book.
Bring a highlighter.
Yeah,
it works.
Schedule it out, because then that way you know where to station yourself. Because a lot of times, if I want to see a panel and it's far away from the vendor's room, I'm not going to go put myself in the vendor's room to kill time. I'm going to walk around the hallways and enjoy the cosplayers.
And last year was the first year that they had all the stuff in the hallway.
Yeah,
like the museum type stuff, and yeah, that's a huge help for like what Janice is talking about. Oh, I have 45 minutes between this and that. I don't want to walk all the way back down to the vendor's room.
Oh, and another thing, make sure you know where the bathrooms are before you start running all around.
Oh, God,
And don't and simple. It sounds crazy, but there are still those people who do not remember to take a shower every day.
Well, there are some people who they just don't go to sleep, so the shower doesn't enter into the.
Well, So when you're in your third wave of crazy
of con funk.
Do yourself, just run to the room, take a quick shower,
and don't be afraid to program a nap in.
So a great way to do that is after all of the programmed events and things happen, before you go down to the cool bars and things, just run up to your room, take a quick shower, pretend like you're going on a date, and then go back down.
Very good advice. Very good advice.
And
because when you're walking around,
Kajiro brings up a great thing. If you've purchased your autograph through creation,
yes,
remember you have to provide something for them to autograph. They don't have paper or anything there, so bring your toys, bring your books, bring your photos.
Unlike Kipley, who's selling her autographs at our booth, Kipley will have 8x10s that you can select, and she will sign them.
I'm thinking of having Kipley sign my thigh this year, and then getting a tattoo of her signature.
However, if you purchase the autograph through creation, you're going to get a ticket, and that's all you're going to get. You're not going to get an 8x10 that that you get to select from the celebrity. The celebrity will only be able to sign whatever you bring. So
now, the creation rule also says they cannot personalize. Some of the celebrities, depending on the item, will tell creation, shut up. A great Andrew Robinson, if you take his book, A Stitch in Time, he makes sure to personalize it.
Yes, he does.
But Matthew Anderson just brought up something really great in the chat room. 3-2-1 rules. 3 hours sleep, 2 meals, 1 shower minimum daily.
And I would even go higher on the sleep thing.
Well,
I'm just saying.
You can sleep when you're dead, Terry.
Sorry, Lita.
Well, see, I used to sneak up to the room and take a nap. So, I mean, it's possible to do that. You have to realize that when you go to the cons that your schedule is not the same as when you're at home. And your sleep time or your nap time might be slightly different than what you're
used to
normally do. So go up, take a nap. If you know that you have a good 2 hours break in between things, that's a good time to take a nap.
I still remember, not the first year I went to STLV, the second year. I don't think I slept more than an hour and a half a night. Remember that, Terry?
It's crazy.
That was the one where you were like, are you just drunk this entire time? I was like, no, I haven't slept.
And the reason why I'm older now, so I do have to sleep more. And the reason why is if I don't get my sleep, I know it messes with my immune system and I'm more prone to getting the con crud. So I usually build in at least 6 hours.
Plus a cranky Terry. No,
I'm serious. You don't want me cranky. You really don't.
Usually, and if you all want to show, usually by Saturday around 4 o'clock, that's when you want to stop by the booth because that's when one of us snaps at the other.
It's true.
Right?
It's true. Well, we get there on anything else? Anybody else have any tips?
Yes. We a few years ago we did record an STLV prep supplemental log.
Oh, good.
I found it, dug it up from our archives. I have shared it in the chat room. It'll be in our show notes, and I'm sure it'll be tweeted a couple, in advance of the various conventions.
Mike, you have a view on something here. As I think former, I'm not sure, but as a smoker, what advice do you have for people that enjoy the little stick of goodness?
Oh, I still am a smoker. There's no smoking in the in the vendor's room, in the back area, on the convention floor. So you'll have to go outside. You'll either have to go outside, and outside means you'll have to walk for about half a mile.
It's not a half a mile.
It's a quarter.
It's
of
about
a mile.
400. It's about 300 meters.
Okay, well, a quarter of a mile or whatever. But anyways, it's not close. You have to be able. You'll have to walk out there, get them in, and plan your smoke breaks accordingly as well.
And because of that, it is outside, so it's 115 degrees. It is not covered, so the sun is beating down on you. Bring a hat. Bring sunscreen and more water. Water.
Or you can walk all the way to the casino or to the bar and smoke there. But you're still talking quite a walk either way.
And that's something for people that may not like smoke environments with smoking. Casino is a smoke-friendly environment.
Yeah.
So when you get there, one of the things you have to get used to is if you're not around smoke, your lungs will burn for a little bit in your eyes because there's a lot of people losing a lot of money at the tables. So
but it's also, it's oxygenated really, really well. So
there's no doubt.
The smoke is going to get pulled away quickly.
Get there. Oh God, that's right. People are smoking in here. It's like Japan.
There's still the meeting the devs thing on Friday night after the Star Trek Online. They're going to be doing their typical Meet the Devs party at the iBar on Friday evening, and that's going to be before the Star Trek Continues showing of the White Iris at the AMC Town Center, which starts at 11. The G&T show will be there. The booth will be there. We will be there throughout the entire convention. We will be there on preview night as well. Preview night now is Wednesday night, which means we get there on Tuesday. We set up on Wednesday. We are go live 6 o'clock Wednesday night.
And
yes,
the Sunday of the convention, we will not be doing a show, but we will be taping our breakfast, lunch, brunch, dinner, whatever we normally do with G&T.
That's correct.
Which is usually awesome sleep-deprived ramblings.
Pretty much. Especially since Mike doesn't know this, the restaurant that we did our first breakfast with G&T in is no longer the same kind of restaurant. It's something else now. It's a chain restaurant. It's still pretty cool though, but I understand the pancakes are like the size of
like babies.
Yeah.
Now last year I really enjoyed. We did it in the Asian,
Chinese restaurant. Yeah,
the Chinese restaurant.
That was
and
awesome.
we had the recorder on the Lazy Susan, and when somebody spoke, we just spun it around, and that worked really well.
I think we have to find a better way because the sound was pretty shitty. Go ahead.
I have my omnidirectional mic, so I'm going to be bringing that. So,
by the way, that's his nickname, Omnidirectional Mike.
Oh, that was funny. Okay, but I think that's kind of it. If don't forget, follow us on Twitter at SundayGNT, at Terry Lynn S. That's TerryLynns. Nick, where can people follow you?
At Gettysburg 7. It's the number 7.
And Mike?
I'm Soriedem STO, Soriedem STO. Janet, the lovely Jespa, our social media manager, she will be stalking our Twitters throughout the cons and will be reposting everything that we post. So keep an eye on the GNT show link for the latest news from STLV and Shore Leave.
And if you want to follow Naoma for Shore Leave, what is your Twitter handle?
At Naoma Vasilia, NeomaVasilia.
Awesome. Okay.
It's the most wonderful time.
Those are the pancakes.
Holy fuck!
I told you they're huge.
Is that?
Yeah.
It's a pizza.
That's not a pizza. That's a pancake, dude. It was huge. All I know is that they're about that size. That's not the same restaurant, but it's about that size that those pancakes come in. They're huge.
That's all you need to eat for the day.
Right. Talk about carbs, dude, with a big old thing of potatoes and carbs. It's just carb. I would like a little protein with my breakfast. I
need my sausage.
I do too.
Hey now. Italian?
Sure.
Spicy?
Sometimes.
Oh my God, you guys. Crazy. So you'll hear from us again from Star Trek Las Vegas and Shore Leave Convention simultaneously. Don't forget to follow Naoma Vasilia on Twitter so you can find out what's going on over at Shore Leave, because it's pretty freaking awesome. And I can't thank you enough, Janice, for covering for us, for being there for us and being being a part of the show.
Unlike NBC covering the Olympics, we are not plausibly live. We will be live.
We will be live.
Thanks.
We're also planning, since there's no show next week, but we are planning like a dinner with GNT pre-con. event, I believe, right?
Our yearly drunk fest.
Yeah.
Our pre-con game plan foolishness. So
just pay attention to our Twitter account, and whenever we figure out that's going to be it, mind you, this is something that's usually never really planned. It's just kind of we go live, and if you're there, great.
Please, dear listeners, share it when we put it up.
Yeah.
So that we get people. It's always fun. Last year we had great interaction with the audience. They were
the Ferris
really having
will be
fun
there.
with us.
The Ferris anomaly will be there. So.
And
I'm not sure who I love more, Jim or Lori.
We're Steve and I have been talking, and what we're trying to do is get multiple cameras going this year. So
this is nuts.
You're going to have us from multiple angles,
like the Big Brother house.
Well, it cracks me up because we let the IT guys come in and they'll find a way to over-engineer it. I just love
Hell
it.
Yeah!
and I am not taking my I am not taking my my computer this year.
No,
just one less thing to carry.
You'll be fine on the go on the portable side. And Mike
watch. This is the year where we're gonna go. God damn! If we only had one more computer.
I think we'll be fine.
Computer.
And Marv, we can't wait to see you. I really do hope that we get to meet you and hug you in person next year. That would be really, really cool. All right. We need to wrap things up, you guys. Until next week. Nope. Until Star Trek Las Vegas and Shore Leave. Live long and prosper.
Scant.
Woohoo. Live long and prosper.
Kabla.
Jolon. Oh, whoa. Start that again. Terry, start that again.
You got live long and prosper.
Kabla.
Ciao.
Jolon. God.
Music for the G&T show is provided by Warp 11, Andrew Allen, Grethor, and 5 Year Mission. This has been a Busy Little Beaver production.
Gonna take a 5-year tour. Boldly go where no man's gone before. Gonna travel to the end and make new friends. Move ahead, warp factor 10. Put a mini skirt on my yo man. Represent the human race, and we make space a happy place. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I've sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. Gonna travel to new worlds. Beam on down and meet some green girls. Gonna see what we can see. A fancy-free galaxy. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. Come and take a tour with me. There'll be no cons or Kobe.